it's a new build.
Hi there. Today we're going to go through number 16 Seathwaite Close. So let's get into it. And the first thing I would say is that I know this house is 2006 because Martin just told me, and it does look like a pretty much modern build, which is very good. One of the issues, though, with some modern builds is that they, if they use timber framed windows, then after about 15, 16 years, they tend to rot a bit and they need attention. And from what I can see, this property has never had a deep renovation, like a thorough renovation after its construction. So we'll have a look at all of that very shortly. But basically, this is a new build, and that's great. And we can see here the carpets are in reasonably good condition. The fashions have moved on a little bit. It's a lot of like browns, and it's quite warm, and record player on the stove. It's an electric one, and obviously fashions have moved on towards more of the grays and that kind of stuff. A kind of warm grey is a more popular color. But anyway, kitchen looks like it's in reasonably good condition.
Yeah, it have dining room.
The boiler will be 15 years old, 16 years old, whatever.
In EPC for the boiler, I will tell you, it just said that it's still good. So
lovely big backyard, but neglected, obviously, and it looks like it's been unattended for some years, which is a shame because it's nice to have a bit of grass. Anyway, some mowing and a bit of love will get that together again. And also you can see all the verdigris, all the green on this. And this is a classic case where a contractor with a jet wash doing a thorough clean will just make this place pop. £200-300 spent on cleaning all the woodwork down and bringing it up would be a big thing. This is also interesting, like it's an economy build, and they even economized on the taps. So you don't have mixer taps, you just got these things. Hot, cold. You never get these in Europe, of course, and or in places like China. It's just it's a leftover from the way plumbing used to work in this country. Anyway, very basic door here. This is a pressed plastic door. So it's just economy. I don't think that's damp. I just think it needs a bit of redecoration. And as we can see here, all very pleasant. Lighting doesn't really help it, but it looks like it's in good condition overall. And then we have this, again, economy. But if it basically works, then I guess that's okay. Let's have a look at the floor plan, see how that works.
It's small, but it's okay. Still
yes.
Okay.
It is small, but it's
small
okay.
Property. Yeah. But it's the difference between like this is almost 70 meters square, 68, and in the path like 80 meters square, they will use the same space. They will have the same space storage because it's new build and the plan is better.
Yeah.
Every centimeter is planned.
Yeah, it's much better actually.
Yeah, and we have downstairs toilet, which is always a good plus.
Yeah, it's a benefit, of course. It is a great benefit,
and plus you have a storage on the first floor, which is really nice as well.
I'm just going to have a look at the last satellite map we've got.
It's on this. It's on this.
Sorry, the street map, and it all looks fine. 12, 10, number 16, isn't it? So it's this one.
And the next door now it have a solar panel on the top, so.
Yeah, it's just a very tidy house and looks in reasonable condition. Let's have a look at the Vuber pictures. Now, annoyingly, I did ask for high resolution video footage and they haven't given it to us. But anyway, it's one of those things.
It definitely have 300 milliliters loft insulation, so I will not be worried about the roof. Roof is a new.
Yeah.
So
just looking at this picture, the fascia board looks okay. This is all UPVC, which is a relief. If it was wooden framed, then I wouldn't be so happy. But it looks like it's UPVC, and therefore it's in good condition.
they said full double glazed, but they don't say if it is. But I guess it is UPVC.
Yeah, and the fascia boards are reasonably good as well. They just need a clean, and they should be fine.
I really like this house. It's small, but really nice in my opinion.
And here we go, an unhelpful picture here. And okay, good. Finally.
Even better.
Yeah, it's a nice backyard. What a nice little family house this would make. And again, as I said, if you jet washed all of this down and cleaned up the fencing panels a bit, it would really, really bring it up. Now, let's have a look at this. It is all in fairly good condition. This is almost a rent and go. The only thing I would do is improve put some lamp shades up and a few other little things like that, only because it'll really help bring the property to life.
Yeah, and all the rooms are like they are planned to put a bed, so that's.
Yeah, and maybe a paint and decorate, just to freshen it up a little. A deep clean, paint and decorate. Beyond that, it just doesn't need much.
Maybe not even paint. Depends which room. Yeah, this is just like a small storage with the gas, and it's nice to have.
Yeah,
and this is the largest.
Lovely to see the light coming in the mornings as well. By the way, this is a really nice aspect for this property.
And 2 windows, which is always positive.
Yeah,
more light.
Double glazing as well, of course.
It's a small property, but you can see the space is really good used. So.
And also, this is an interesting point because of the way the house is laid out. This box is obviously the headroom for the staircase, and in theory, you could put a cupboard in there and use that as storage space. So, very.
And usually that is always in the smaller room, and then you cannot squeeze a bed. So this is really positive.
Now that's interesting. That's a Tesla. Oops. That looks like a Tesla to me. And in fact, I'm fairly sure it is a Tesla. And
the Jeep here is nice as well. The cars are nice. Usually where you have a new build, then in 2006, rich people come to live here. Look the car. So.
Yeah, it's lots of people with spare money to pay for leasehold, for lease agreements on cars and so on, and finance. But the fact that the person next door has got solar panels and they've got a Tesla, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure that's a Tesla. Yeah, it's all very tidy. Let's just go back here. Sorry, that is a Tesla. I'm pretty sure of it. It's either a Mazda or a Tesla, but I'm confident that's a Tesla. So what that means is that those people next door, if you think of it like this, to own a Tesla, mostly it's going to be on a lease. And for Model 3, that's going to cost you £350 to £400 a month. So the people next door have real disposable income. And here we are here. Nice, bright, sunny aspect for the morning. And because of the axis of the house, it's going to be bright and sunny in the evening as well. So in the evening
the
sun
house
comes in.
Really nice.
It's a nice little property, isn't it? I really like this as well, actually.
And this is always like it's 2 meters square. Not even 2 meters square toilet under the. It's really always useful. always, and people will love it
Yeah.
because they
It's
don't
just
need
a
to go
really
after to look.
nicely sized property. I'm
Yeah,
with you. I would, goodness me, if I was able to buy it today, I would.
even for living, it's okay. So it's small, but it's really good use. When I watched from the photos and floor plan, I said like this is like usually for 68 meters square, uh, 3 bedroom semi-detached house is always like struggle to have space, but this have the best space maybe from all 3 bedroom
Mm.
semi-detached
Well, this
around
is
70.
such an important point that a large property isn't necessarily good. It's how it's laid out, and
Yeah.
the reality is modern properties are better laid out now, or on the
Uh,
whole, they are.
yeah. Yeah. For the house, for the condition, like if I need to give car, this will be the like the 5-star first property what I will give.
Ooh, okay.
Just because of
And
everything is a new and maybe it needs some cleaning and so on, but everything is like this
yeah,
really I really like this property,
so let's have a look
but I will not
at.
fall in love.
Yeah, well, it's that old story. We always hold back. Uh, it's always good to be a little bit reserved on these things um, because you never know. And
Yeah,
sorry, I'm flying around all of these things. Okay, I think that is the
maybe
wrong
you can go.
tab. Trying to find.
I will go for location.
Uh,
Maybe I can
sorry,
share
I've
screen.
just kind of lost my.
Okay, I will share my screen, and after
Uh,
you, I
yeah,
share
yeah,
my
yeah.
screen.
You do your thing.
Okay, so basically I will go first for EPC. EPC C, which is very nice, 75 score. That's amazing. That's middle C, almost to B. So basically, I will not be worried about anything. It's 68 meters square, but as I said, like it's really the space really good used. So this they try to use all the like every centimeter of the property to use and make some storage also. It have really good walls. It have 300 milliliters loft insulation. It have full double glaze, so low lighting energy. Like everything is nice with this property about the EPC. So I will not be worried about it. So after I will go for
Well,
it's
I found my tabs and let's get back to this. So
okay.
actually, it's a good segue, because EPC and condition are all tied together. So I think from now on, Martin, you should always do the EPC assessment once I've done the condition assessment, and then it's
Okay.
back to me because EPC, it's all
Yeah, but
part
I
of the same conditions.
already spoke.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
if
So I'm
you
saying it's a good
yeah
it's a good step through, as it were. So let's have a look at the condition, capital growth, and all of that. Not the condition, sorry, the crime, the capital growth, and so on.
I
So
think
this is
yeah, I want to say that this will have huge capital growth. If you unzoom little bit, you will see how many new builds you have around,
yeah.
like
Well,
dramatic.
the data agrees with you.
Look how many like spots of new builds.
Yeah,
So
this area is
yeah, on
red
bottom
hot.
you can see the like a white next
Yeah,
for
there's something there. Yep.
yeah the building houses and flats. It's a huge development area. I really like it.
Well, it's a very quiet road. No crimes reported in this little cul-de-sac. And overall, it's just your classic quiet area. Now, there's some crime here, but this is what I call high street crime. So there'll be some retail or something there. The demographics, it's an area on the change. And this would have been a kind of lower middle class area. And with all of the new build that's occurring, of course, the area is getting better and better and better. And it will end up being a kind of middle class area. So lots of C1s and maybe some more ABs as well. It's got quite a lot of local authority housing, but that I expect is going to get sold off over time. And that also probably contributes to the huge capital growth numbers. that we're seeing, which we're going to analyze in a second. And one of the good things about this area is that this is old council housing or local authority housing, and people can park their cars outside their house, for example. So it's not these kind of idealized 1970s housing tracts which tried to foster community by getting people to not park their cars nearby. But this is much better and overall very interesting. So an area on the change for sure. Now let's look at the capital growth figures. And as ever, I'm just going to do a quick explainer. You've probably seen all this before, but the cycle, here we have property prices going back to 1845. Each hour represents a distinct peak where prices became less affordable relative to wages. And as technology improved 170 years ago, of course, prices went down because people could build more efficiently. And at the end of World War I, it was really the bottom of the market, as you see. And then we had progressive peaks and troughs ever since then. And really, this represents the financialization of properties. So more as interest rates dropped, people could they could afford houses as a greater multiple of income because there was less cost of finance. And here we are, probably cycle number 9 or 10, if you call this mini peak here in beginning of the World War I a peak. So they exist. And where are we now? Well, this is 2008, this point here, and this correction. Bear in mind that one thing I would say is the cycle varies depending on the city, the neighborhood, and the country. It varies all over the place. So when you're analyzing capital growth, you can take general trends, but actually you've really got to just study the local area and what's going on there, which we're going to do in a minute. Anyway, we're in the boom phase, and I suspect the market will top out in 4 years' time, 3.5, 4 years' time, that kind of thing, based on historic precedents. Now, obviously, the future is always uncertain, and the markets or history never repeats itself, but it does rhyme. So I'm confident we're in a cycle and we're at the end of it. And if we look at this here, then we can see then in the last upswing, there was 160% growth, which was actually pretty high, relatively speaking. And I think a lot of that, sorry, was local authority houses being sold at discount and then resold into the market. And my correlation analysis that I've done on how cycles work and so on is that broadly, towards the end of a cycle, people are trying to get more value because the best stuff is sold or feels overpriced, and therefore you get this displacement effect. And you're getting a huge displacement effect with Middleton. Now, the difference between this area and other areas where people are displacing to is that the fundamentals for this area are really good, and it's very simple. It's a nice place, which is a good location with good housing stock that has lots of new build, and therefore for me this is probably one of the most prime areas in the whole of Greater Manchester for value, I would say. And if I look at the story from 2008 going down, so it crashed heavily. But the thing about the 2008 crash is for Middleton is that it got too toppy on the last run up and then crashed brutally. But the difference between 14 years ago and now is that Manchester is a relatively stronger city. It's attracting bright people who create wealth from the south. It's like the only alternative to London, viable alternative as a city to London that there is in this country. And of course, there's a huge influx of very capable, industrious people from Hong Kong. So it's a different story, and I think Middleton will do better in the next crash. And as I say, it's seeing huge growth, but a lot of that is driven by social rented property being resold. So just bear that in mind, because when you get this kind of drive, then because there is a lot of social rented around here, and it gets sold at a huge discount to the occupants, and they resell and go and live somewhere else. So you get this natural displacement effect. All right, I'm just going to quickly show you this. M24 is one of the strongest growing areas in the whole country. There's only 9% of areas stronger than this, but the prices, I think, are reasonable. Okay, it's over to you.
Yeah, I will share my screen, and I will go first with the 2006 build. Then it's the first sold and doesn't have any transaction, and the price was 1,100 almost, and it's freehold, so that's really good. So yeah, this is like the annual cost, like heating, hot water, lighting, if you like that. So the flood risk is very low risk, surface water is also very low risk. So as you can see, the river is really far away. So, or central Middleton, where it have like a small water risk, flooding risk, you're far away from that. And if you go for coal mining risk, the properties here, the coal minings are really far away, so I will not be worried about it. And also for the property, okay, so first I will zoom in. So also this property is small, but as you can see, people next doors have some extension, this property, so this one. So basically this one, so basically you can do the extension if you want to one day, so you can make the size bigger, like make a large dining room, or I don't know, it's up, depends what do you want.
But actually it's so well, this property is so well planned out internally that getting extra space doesn't really add that much to it. So so for renting, it's just fine.
You don't need, it's just fine. As you can see, the property who had Tesla next door, it have solar panel already improved like 10K more in the property, so that's always a positive. And this is like a care home next, but this is not quiet, so that's why I suggest this property. Like if it's about something else, then it will be for avoiding, but this is like care home, so it's for older people. It will not be any, like, you will not have any noise or issue, like, and then they have a really good stars, so this means it's really nice. About when I zoom out, you can see you have a lot of schools, you have like a medical center, you have a small shop, you have college and schools, you have a lot of new build, like 1 place, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So basically you have a lot of small, and plus this is also the property what we're watching is not really old, and you have some newer property here. You have a lot of social houses there, but I think all of them will be in near future almost demolish and make a new build, or I don't know, depends what.
Well, they'll just get sold to, they'll get sold, transferred into private ownership.
Yeah, but here, for example, it was a social house. They're demolished, and now they're making a brand new build. So depends where.
Yeah. So if it's one of those 1960s estates, you can see there. There's something there, some blocks. If it's a 1970s, say not 60s, but 1970s estate.
Yeah, this one, for example, is not really good neighborhood, but this is not far away. So
so those things on the left. Those things on the left, those little mini blocks, for example, now that's prime for demolishing and redoing because people just don't like them.
Yeah.
But all those 3-bed semis.
They will not. They'll just renovate, and that's it. Like these houses here behind. As you can see, they start to improving, and you have a new builds around. So this house will rise up in here. Will have huge capital growth. This house is behind. Just because it's between this whole new build here, and this is a new build as well. So this ex-social house in the middle, they will get demolished, or they will just be fully renovated and make it really nice.
So let's do some comparables, should we?
Yeah, just like the market is.
Oh yeah, sorry, location from Manchester. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's to markets is the largest market out this. Like here, it's like, wait, I just want to copy paste the address. So I will go for. So going to central Middleton, let's say, you need like 10 minutes by transport, or by driving is 4 minutes. So that's not an issue. And to go to Manchester, it's around 24 minutes with a car. By transport is 15 minutes or 24, 31, depends when you want to go. So it's really, yeah, Middleton is really nice.
What's
really,
public transport? 15 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. So it's really nice. 20 minutes, let's say, because so that's really nice. Like it's far away from Manchester, but we have really good connection. Middleton is really rising up. That's why it have a lot of huge new builds. So yeah, I really like this property, and I will go for comparables. As you can see, to be honest, I don't know why they're asking only 165. Depends, maybe I want to see who is the agent, just to see maybe this will, I don't know why. I want to see why if they write something. No, why they give so low price?
Because they want a stampede.
Yeah, as you can see, this is really
it's
like
just
a
the
brand
usual.
new.
They price it low. They get a huge amount of interest. It creates an auction environment. Everyone bids against each other. Everyone gets all fear of missing out. They maximize the price. Because they know it's such a desirable property.
Yeah, because this property will rent minimum like 900, because really nice. But let's say like 900. I don't want to go up or more. So 900 by 12, and even if you buy it for 180, you will have 6% of yield. So that's like amazing, because you don't have to spend anything for this property, like 2-3K maximum, just to make it better, just to modernize it. That's nothing. So I will not. The asking price 165. I will not be surprised if it go up to 185. More than 185 is like oh, why did they because maybe you will have later problem with the mortgage. But as you can see, the new bills are around 200. So, and this is not really
new bills 200.
Yeah. So but asking, so they're going up to 210, 20, and this, if we go up to 185, that's still okay, because the property is just like 16 years old. Basically, you don't need to worry about anything.
So if they were pricing it, what do you think the sale price is for this property?
Because look, this is like the sale in July 2001. The asking price for 175.
Do you actually have the sales? The land registry sold price for it?
No, they don't have it. Still not. Maybe still in progress. But you can see like but at least it's selling 180. So I will not be surprised. Like this property is sold. They don't have price for sold. Wait, I will go for the next page. In the next, yes, the 175, 2015, no, 2019.
Yeah, there you go. There's a little one there. Back
this
up.
One?
There was another one I just saw.
Yes.
There.
But they don't have sale history. No. Like a new build, like so I think up to 185. On anyone 185. 185, so 900.
So I just want to I'm just going to share my screen for a second, because I've
got 5.8 yield. So that's for new build property. It's amazing.
I'll just share my screen for a second. So I have this little calculator. Now, renovation, let's say you spent £1,000 on it just to tidy.
Let's say 3. Let's say 3, or like maximum 3. Like we cannot.
Okay.
But maximum.
And what's the rent?
900.
Okay, and if you say you get it for 185, is that the sort of number you're thinking about?
I think 180 will be the winning 182. But let's say 185.
So if start. So the idea with this is it gives you a sense of just what the yields are going to be like and so on. So gross rentable yield, I'd say at 875. So at 875, you're 5.4, but at 900, you're 5.7. So really, if you went up to say, if you went up to, do you think you could get 950 on this?
No.
Right, so you're looking
But
at 900-ish, 915, that kind of money.
But that's 6% of yield. So
Yeah, it's excellent, and this area is going to be incredibly strong.
and
for
this
capital
property,
growth.
I bet that this property will be in even next 2 years. It will be 220, 230.
Let's score it, and then we go from there. All right, now the future the future prospects for growth on this are very high, or very good, should I say. And I'm just going to make it bigger so you can see it. All right, condition. You know, it's in very, except it's a 4.5 in my view. Yeah.
Mine is, I wanted to say 5, but yeah, because it just needs some touches and so on. But the for the old house looks really nice. So yeah.
If it was less than 5 years old and basically untouched, I would give it a 5, but it needs a bit of love, a little bit of painting, decorating, maybe freshening up the carpets.
Location, I will give 4. Or
area. I think the area is not so good, but the reality is it's changing, and therefore I would also give it a 4.
Yeah, wonderful.
Crime is low.
4.
In fact, there's no crime on that road, so I'm going to give it a 4.5, just because crime is really localized typically, and there's no crime there.
Yeah,
demographics.
It's based on the cars. What you can see, it's a lot, but a lot nearby. You have also a lot of social house, but on the street it's like really nice. But on the others, it's not perfect. So we'll give 3.9. It's like not for 4, is my opinion.
Yeah, it could be slightly better, but there's money around there, and
but just to bear in mind, in like a near future for investing a property, this property will have like a 5. Score for
it'll in respect to the price. Is it expensive? Is it good value? Is it good value? That's the question. 185, is that good value? It's all down to whether you think it's going to have good capital growth.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I do. And therefore, I think it represents good value. I'm going to give it a 4.
No, I will give 4.5 minimum.
Would you?
Because compared to like terrace house are selling for 160, and this semi-attached prime new doesn't have any issue, like 185. It's like a prime price, in my opinion.
Okay, and it'll rent out immediately. There is unbelievable rental demand in Middleton, by the way, according to our data. Yield, well, actually, it's good if you can get it for 185.
900. It's perfect yield for new build, and usually for new build the yield is around 5.2, 5.3, 5.5 maximum, and here you have really good yield.
Okay, so let's see what the scores are. 4.3. Wow. This is the highest score we've ever had, and just to prove it, let's just do that. So we have lots of different properties here. We started doing this a couple of weeks ago, and we process a lot of properties. So yeah, it's the highest score we've got. Well, fancy that. There you go. All right. Well, let us know what you want to do.
And just to say that this property will go up to 185. So my opinion is you need to be prepared and ready, because what I see to Rightmove, because I know there is one property like nearby, the asking price 200, and it go for 220, I think. Not sure, because I know that was like 3 weeks ago, and the property goes so fast, but the property was a little bit bigger than this. But this is like a 5 meter square, I think was 73. If I don't, maybe I'm wrong, but it was a little bit bigger. So like this is like a prime property. I don't know why they're asking so low, to be honest. So
well, because they want an auction. That's why they're asking low.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Thank you. Excuse me. Anyway, thank you very much for all of that, and let us know what you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you.